Hello everyone, James is here. Welcome again to Easy English Talks podcast. If you want to watch this video faster or slower, you can adjust the playback speed. Today, we're talking about something that I think every English learner needs to hear. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Oh yes, this topic is so important. Many people tell me, I want to speak English, but I'm scared of making mistakes. And I always say, don't be.
Exactly. Mistakes are part of learning. Nobody starts perfectly. When we were children learning our first language, we made hundreds of mistakes every single day.
Right. Think about how a child says something like, I goed to the park. That's not correct, but parents don't say, stop talking. They just smile and say, you mean I went to the park?
Yes. And the child listens, repeats, and remembers. The brain learns by noticing the difference between what we said and what is correct. That's how real learning happens.
I think sometimes adults forget that. They think they need to be perfect before they start speaking, but that's the opposite of how language learning works.
Absolutely. You can't wait until your English is perfect because perfection never comes. You improve by practicing, not by staying silent.
That's so true. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I was so nervous to speak. I always thought, what if I say it wrong? But when I finally started talking to people, I realized they didn't care about my mistakes. They were just happy I tried.
That's a great example. People usually appreciate your effort more than your accuracy. They can see you're trying, and that's what builds connection.
Exactly. And actually, when you make a mistake and laugh about it, it becomes easier to remember.
Oh, yes. I once said something completely wrong when I was learning French. Instead of saying, I'm hot, I said something that meant, I'm sexy. Everyone laughed, and I'll never forget the correct phrase again.
That's perfect. Mistakes can be funny, but also very useful. They make the learning experience more memorable.
Let's talk about why people are so afraid to make mistakes. I think it's mostly fear of being judged.
Yes, definitely. Many learners worry that others will think they're not smart or that their English sounds bad, but actually, most people respect you more for trying.
I agree. Imagine someone learning your language. Would you laugh at them for making a small grammar mistake? Probably not, right? You'd help them, right?
Exactly. That's how most native English speakers feel too. They're usually impressed when someone makes the effort to speak English, even if it's not perfect.
Another thing that helps is to focus on communication, not grammar. You don't need perfect grammar to express your ideas.
Yes. For example, if you say, yesterday I go park, people will understand you. The grammar isn't perfect, but the meaning is clear. That's what communication is, sharing meaning.
Later, you can learn to say, yesterday I went to the park. But first, it's important to just speak and use the language.
I always tell my students, fluency comes before accuracy. The more you speak, the easier it gets. Accuracy improves naturally over time.
Great advice. You can also make a small notebook or use a notes app where you write down your common mistakes.
That's a good strategy. For example, if you often say, I am agree, you can write down, I agree, no am. The next time, you'll remember it.
Another good idea is to record yourself speaking English for a few minutes every day. Later, listen and see if you can notice any errors or pronunciation issues.
Yes, you can also compare your speech to a native speaker or a podcast. You'll start to hear small differences and your brain will slowly adjust.
And if you can, talk with friends who are also learning. Create a mistake-friendly environment where no one laughs or criticizes.
That's so important. When you feel safe to make mistakes, you relax. And when you're relaxed, You learn faster.
You know, there's a famous quote that says, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. That's by Albert Einstein.
Wow, that's a good one. So even a genius like Einstein believes mistakes are part of progress.
Exactly. And language learning is the same. Every mistake means you're trying something new, and that's how you grow.
Let's think about some real examples. When you start speaking English, maybe you confuse do and did. That's totally normal.
Yes, like saying, do you went to school yesterday? That's a mix-up, but when you hear the correction, did you go to school yesterday? It sticks in your memory.
And the more you practice, the fewer times you'll repeat the same mistake. It becomes natural over time.
Another type of mistake is pronunciation. Some learners worry that their accent sounds strange, but accents are beautiful. They show your background and your story.
I love that. Every accent tells where you're from and what languages you know. You don't need to sound like a native speaker to be a great communicator.
Exactly. Communication is about connection, not imitation.
So to everyone listening, please remember, mistakes are not the end of learning. They are the path to learning.
The more you speak, the faster you'll improve. Don't let fear stop you from using your English.
Speak in class. Speak with friends. Speak to yourself in front of the mirror if you have to. Every bit of practice helps.
And next time you make a mistake, just smile and think, good, I just learned something new.
That's the best attitude you can have. Stay curious, stay positive, and keep speaking.
Because the only real mistake is not trying at all.
Exactly.
Don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends. Bye and see you next time. Bye-bye.